The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew. Sports.
Well, we'll get to see if your favorite White Sox or Cubs players are still on the team in a second while you slept with the trade deadline today. But first, heartbreaker. And maybe the most important Cubs game of the year last night. Losing to the Reds 6-5 when, Stroh had a bad game. It was a really bad game, bad pitching. 3-run inning in the second and the third. But then Christopher Morel gives you that chance near the end. It was so nice.
Into the air, center field, well struck. That one back and off the top of the wall. Gomes chugging for the plate. Morel into second. The Cubs are within one.
And within one, it was so close to the wall there. It would have tied the game, and yeah.
I say this even as the resident White Sox fan here. It's really nice after a lot of down years for the Cubs to see Wrigley that full in August, to hear it that loud. It's nice. We're heading towards the closing stretch of the season now.
Cubs are now 5 games back from the Reds because of that loss. 3 games left in the series against the Reds. This is incredibly important. They've got to win the next 3. Obvious statement of the day. Make an obvious shirt over that.
It's very important for them to win the game.
They've got to get more points.
Go forward.
More
In
points.
that competition.
See, you can do that voice. You didn't think you could do that voice. You can do that. Say they've got to get more points on the board to win the game.
More runs.
More runs, more
And then
points.
hot take. We should have got another run list.
Yeah, should have. So the Cubs are buying. They acquire Hamar Candelario.
Yeah, doggy. And I said that. No one believed me.
You said
Go
about this
back.
player?
No, I said that they were going to be buying.
Oh.
A lot of people said they were going to be selling.
It would have been bigger if you called the player they were going to buy.
Okay, sorry.
I'm just saying. He's a third baseman from the Nationals. He's 29 years old, has 57 runs, 16 home runs this season. And he's third in the NL in doubles. Sounds like a good pickup. And the Cubs actually signed this guy in 2010. And then he went to the majors in 2016, lost track of him, and they said, hey, let's get him back.
It's like you used to work here, then you went away, and now you're back.
It's exactly like the Sludge story.
Yeah.
The Sludge story.
With less money.
Oh, I didn't see the contract, what the trade is. I should look up his contract real quick. Can you do that? You want me to spell his name for you?
Yep. I was going to ask. I didn't know if I should.
Last name is Candelaro. And it's Hamar, Jeimer. That's his first name.
Why did you give it to her backwards?
I don't know.
Why did you start with the last name?
All of a sudden, I was like in school,
I
last name
honestly was
first.
like, I really wasn't paying attention. I can't believe that's his first name.
Anyway, good pickup. And they gave some, prospects in the situation, so they got it pretty good there. He's 29 years old, got some good stuff in the tank left.
So right now, as we stand here talking today, the Cubs are 3.5 games out of the wild card. They're 5 games back from the division lead. Brian, you are a Nostradamus of sports, if you will. You can sometimes see the future. The Cubs are obviously buying. They're looking to stock up. They're looking to make a postseason run. Your prediction today, are we seeing Cubs play baseball in October, or is this another season of disappointment?
We are going to see Red October. This is going to be Cubs baseball this season. They will not get far, but they're going to get there, and this is the beginning of the rebuilding of a World Series team.
God, it must be nice.
Well, let's go to the White
How do you
Sox.
feel? Oh, by the way, I found his the Washington Nationals deal before the trade. It was a 1 year for $5 million.
Yeah, the Sludge deal was not $5 million.
I'm aware.
But I did make a comeback.
I was also right about that.
I did make a comeback to Q101, and for all the people up top are listening,
Coming in at 5 figures.
10% of his salary would be nice. Okay, so White Sox at the Rangers tonight. Trade deadline again, as we said this afternoon. They've made some moves. Lance Lynn gone, but Dylan Cease still here.
Oh, great.
And Tim Anderson's still here with his 1 home run in a year.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
I'm sure you were very worried about that.
That's really cool. I'm glad.
Clutching your pearls on the Tim Anderson trade.
Now, since the White Sox are your team, are you finding anything closer to this afternoon? You think something's going to happen? There's a lot of trade scenarios out there. Will someone pull the trigger?
Yeah, ideally there's like a San Andreas Fault situation where the South Side crumbles and I no longer have a baseball team. That's the best case scenario here.
I'm just
don't
dying
want
to
to deal
know
with it.
that whatever Tim Anderson, like, if he goes to a different team, I need to know, do both women move with him? I am fascinated at the entire U-Haul situation.
Well, I think for him, what he needs is he almost needs baseball witness protection. He needs to go to like a Toronto or even in the division of Minnesota. He can't go to Atlanta. He can't go to Miami. He can't go to the West Coast. He needs a place that is not known for necessarily they're good-looking women. I think that'd be good for
He
him.
would get so many people pregnant in Miami. There'd just be so bad bad for him.
That would actually, 20 years from now, that would be the Marlins. Is just 9 different guys named Anderson.
It would be
his entire family.
bad for him.
Well, there is a fertility problem in America. We are certainly at a birth rate low. So, Tim Anderson, can you help out the country for
He can't
America?
hit home runs, but he can fix the country's birth rate problem.
He can do
Perfect.
that.
That's what I want. A bunch of Tim Anderson.
Northwestern facing 2 more lawsuits from the hazing scandal that we broke here just about a month ago. And more players coming in talking about the weird stuff going on up there, including a ritual called the car wash. What's the car wash, Case?
Yeah, so if you've been following the Northwestern situation closely, there's a number of terms that have been thrown out there. There's something known as running, which is not running. It's men pinning you down and dry humping you.
Yeah.
And then there's Shrek
Should be called
claps.
rubbing, don't you think?
Well, they called it running.
Kind of a miss on the name.
Yes.
They needed you there for the help on
Yes.
properly
For the naming,
naming
the
of,
sexual
of
harassment.
how they're hazing
We're gonna
everybody.
haze, do it right, you
Yeah.
know. There's something called Shrek claps that's been talked about, the Naked Center quarterback exchange, the Gatorade Shake Challenge. But you asked about car washes, and that is a tradition consisting of players lining up, standing naked, and spinning around the entrance of the showers. And all of the freshmen were forced to get rubbed upon, if you will. That's from NBC5.
I mean, I don't know. I never saw a situation. I was trying to find the positive in it. There isn't one.
In the sexual hazing?
Well, in these, yeah,
Turn that frown upside down.
You're half glass full in it? Is that what you wanted to do?
I really tried to, after hearing your bullying stories a half hour ago, I'm trying to find some positivity. No, it's horrid and disgusting, and it's going to keep going and going as more players
You
come
think they
forward.
would have spent more time coming up with like plays? And they spent a lot of time developing their hazing system.
I mean, they won about
with
4
names and like signals. I don't know.
They only won about 4 games in the last 2 seasons, so yeah, plays would have been better.
They're playing in the shower instead.
Yeah.
They're doing something.
What is the Gatorade Shake Challenge, by the way?
How's that?
Amazing.
So the Gatorade Shake Challenge, and this was mentioned in the lawsuit yesterday, the players that came forward alongside attorney Ben Crump that are now suing the university, joining the club. The Gatorade Shake Challenge is when freshmen were forced to drink as many Gatorade shakes as possible in 10 minutes, and if they refused, they would be subjected to what is known as, quotes, running, which is another word for dry humping.
Oh, okay, so they're related.
Yes, so they had to drink all those, like, those heavy Gatorade shakes, not, you know, the Gatorade that you get from the gas station, but those heavy Gatorade shakes, which would obviously cause you to throw up. And if they didn't want to do that, then they would be sexually assaulted. It was a weird
Why are you
story.
giggling so much?
It's just bizarre. Everything
just
about this story,
uncomfortable?
I'm uncomfortable because everything about the story is so weird.
It's so
Sounds
weird.
like Barney's telling us the story over there. And then you would get dry hump.
Also, I'm not buying that Pat Fitzgerald didn't know what was going on. This all sounds very open. They're using the shower of the
Maybe
locker
he
room.
thought they were actually coming up with plays.
Coach, we got this play.
He's like, we're going to do the Gatorade shake. He's like, run it. We are not doing well. Do it.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Let's get you on the phone here, 312-591-8300 for Clash with Kenzie for a really cool prize pack from us if you beat her in trivia. And while we're getting you on the phones, let's look back and honor Pee Wee Herman, who died yesterday of cancer. It's shocking to hear that. First off, that I didn't realize he was 70, but just because it feels like he's still young Pee Wee. You know, it doesn't feel like
Well,
he's...
like some people, they're just locked in that time from when they became iconic. They're like, that's how you imagine them always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just picture him that way. And sadly was fighting cancer for 6 years privately. He kept it quiet and he ended up succumbing to it, which is, everybody's got a story of someone in their family, like my mom and my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law fighting breast cancer in a situation. You see people go through it. So he kept it private, which I think has got to be even tougher. A small circle of people probably knew, but that's got to be tougher being a public figure like that. But honoring Pee Wee Herman today, this is when the movie came out, when Pee Wee's Big Adventure. He was on David Letterman, so it sounds really old because from the 80s, but a very funny interview with David Letterman and Pee Wee Herman.
Please welcome movie star Pee Wee Herman. Been a long time. You've been away making the film?
Yeah, I've been away making the film.
Congratulations. I understand it turned out very nicely. You're getting good reviews. You get some reviews, have you?
Yeah, I just happen to have a few of the reviews with me, Dave.
All right.
This is the Hollywood Reporter. That's a big, trade industry paper. It says, Pee-wee's Big Adventure isn't just the funniest movie of the year. It's one of the funniest movies ever!
A delight. I like this movie so well that I've seen it twice. So on and so
Yeah.
forth. Boy, that's very
Yeah,
impressive.
that's my dad's review.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Pee Wee.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
You can't defeat her. She's too powerful.
Clash with Kenzie.
Let the battle begin.
Q101.
Indeed, the battle for an exclusive Brian and Kenzie prize pack coming up here right now against Brian and McHenry, competing against Kenzie in a trivia contest. And Brian, tell us something a little about yourself.
Well, right now I'm on my way to work. I was trying not to speed because I had a police officer behind me,
Oh, very stressful.
and I'm running late.
He's never going to be, I hope he get pulled over. Well, we're doing this. That'd be kind of funny. We're like, listen, sir, he's in the middle of trivia.
Yeah, it's very stressful when the cop's behind you. You think, does he know really everything I've done? Or does he just think I'm speeding only? You know?
The worst is when it's like it's a ComEd truck. You're like, oh, I've been driving slow for like 20 minutes. Wasn't even a cop.
I got pulled over last week for speeding.
Oh, damn.
Oh, Brian. Need for speed, Brian.
I live my life a quarter mile at a time. No one? Fast and Furious?
Nope,
Okay.
not a fan.
Look into the game
Which
then.
one of the 17 was it in?
He said that in the first one. I don't believe he said it after that in any of the 10. So go back and watch the first one this week.
I'll get right on that.
All right, first one to 5 wins. Listen carefully, Brian. If Kenzie gets a point wrong or a question wrong, you can steal a point. She can do the same with you. Call heads or tails on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Call it.
Heads.
It is heads. Brian goes first. What do you do for a living, bud?
I'm a supervisor at the post office.
Supervisor in the post office.
Oh, making cappies, sending posts.
And don't go postal today.
It's not like that.
All right, Brian.
It's like being like a den mother.
All right, Brian. Question number 1. What's a tropical cyclone called when its winds reach 74 miles per hour?
Tsunami.
It's not called a tsunami. No, it is not. Kenzie?
I'm going to say hurricane.
It's a hurricane. That's
Hey.
it. Yeah, don't overthink it. Let's see here. Kenzie, the Union Jack is the de facto national flag of what country? Union Jack.
The Union Jack is the national flag.
Yes, that's what I said. 3.
The UK?
The UK is right. Good job.
Oh
Right before the
my
buzzer.
God.
The United Kingdom is how you say it fully. Let's see here. 2-0.
I was going to be like, yeah, it's an abbreviation.
2-0, and it's back to Brian.
Brian, which river separates Mexico from the United States?
The Rio Grande.
Rio Grande is right.
Very good.
Or Grande. Depends how you say it.
Ooh la la.
Like a Taco Bell Grande, if you want that. All right.
2-1, back to Kenzie.
Kenzie, in the healthcare field, what does the abbreviation EMT stand for?
Emergency medical technician.
A little too confident there?
I started saying it like the drink emergency.
That's it? 3-1?
Yes.
Back to Brian?
Yes.
What food group are pumpkins a part of, Brian?
Vegetable.
They're not a vegetable. Oh, boy.
Oh.
I think they're in the meat group.
They're fruit.
Yes, they're fruit. They are fruit.
Which I agree with you, Brian. This whole tomato and pumpkin being a fruit thing is some bull crap. Is that what they called it when we grew up?
needs to be a new.
In school.
Yeah.
We just call them stuff you throw it aside in the garbage.
They're like, because it has seeds. I'm like, so do peppers. Doesn't everything have seeds? I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
understand.
I think they call pizza a vegetable now because it's healthier for school lunches.
Cool.
So I know, right? It's awesome.
Jesus.
We eat a ton of
Part
vegetables
of the
lately.
breakfast group, I think.
What was
Yeah.
that? The breakfast group? Pizza?
It's universal, really. It's 4-1. It's back to Kenzie. She can win with her correct answer.
Oh,
my
my
God.
God. This is terrible. Kenzie.
Thanks.
Kenzie, what are map makers called? Map makers?
A cartographer.
How do you know that?
Because I'm a huge nerd. And also in the movie Jumanji, Jack Black's the cartographer.
Well, at least we got the answer.
And that is the truth.
Brian, I'm so sorry.
Me too.
Oh, sounds about right, yeah.
The Q101 Morning Crew's Clash with Kenzie.
On Q101.
Well, don't worry. Coming up at 8, Lollapalooza tickets a half hour away for everybody listening. An exclusive viewing area for the 1975 from Brian and Kenzie and Q101. That's 8 a.m. right here on Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Do you know what coin boys are, Kenzie? Coin boys.
I just got done with trivia. God, stop badgering me.
You won, so you want to rest your brain until about, I don't know, 1 o'clock?
No, I don't. I've never heard that before in my life.
I'm curious.
Sounds slutty.
Well, you can text in at 312-591-8300. Do you know what?
Little coin boy.
He's my little coin boy.
It sounds trashy, right?
Yeah, it sounds weird me saying it. Coin boys.
Is it like the equivalent, like female strippers get dollars, but then coin boys get like quarters chucked at them when they're on stage? They're less talented strippers.
You'll find out in just 3 minutes if you stay here. But I'm curious if anybody knows what a coin boy is. It's a new thing, a new phrase, and we'll let you know exactly what it is. Everybody's in on it. Then you won't feel dumb later on in 3 minutes. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101 for all you coin boys out there.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Again, Lala tickets coming up at 8 a.m. Brian and Kenzie on Q101. You'll see the 1975 from an exclusive viewing area. Yeah, that's necessary, Lala, because it's going to be a mess this week. I love Lala Week because there's kind of a little bit of weird anxiety about it, getting down there and doing everything. But then once you get there, it is, you know why Lala and Perry Farrell and everybody chose to have Lala every year in Chicago as opposed to many, many years ago. If your kids don't remember, it used to be a traveling tour, and it was all over the country and moved around. And then finally they said, let's just keep it in Chicago, and it's the best place. It's the best spot, Grant Park. It's the best. You end up discovering bands, because a lot of people always go, oh, I don't know half these bands. It's okay. Go down there and just chill and experience it. It's going to be a beautiful day. And go.
And that also helps you pick which ones to go see if you don't know half of them.
That's the other part of it, too. But I remember there's a stage that's over in the trees, kind of by Michigan, or by Lakeshore Drive, I remember. And that's kind of a newer band stage. And last year, there was this incredible band playing Mexican music, and I can't remember their name, and I'm upset because they were so good. And I said, I'm going to follow this band from now on. I was talking to Case about it.
You didn't find them on Instagram or anything?
I think I did at the time, and I didn't follow them. I was dumb. So now I can't remember who they were.
Oh, was it like a Latin name?
I don't remember.
Wow, you retained zero details from the entire experience.
It was Lala, and I was drinking a little bit.
Oh, my God.
Having a good time. Speaking of what Lollapalooza brings, and then that brings school. And then school starts. A lot of people talking about already buying school supplies. People are going earlier than ever, these kids. You know?
Well, my son starts on the 14th.
Jeez.
So,
you have to give it a little more summer.
Well, they get out earlier now, though.
Yeah.
So it's not the summer's shortened. And I wish it was just from Memorial to Labor. That's what it should be, because then you're out the whole time. But for nice warm weather. But unfortunately, he got out like in the middle of May. It's still cold. Pools aren't open. So it's the same length of a break.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was so cold in the middle of May. So I don't know. I don't like that, but it is what it is. He's going back.
Well, this coin boys term relates to school, okay? Came from a teacher in Aurora that sent this to us. And I told you before, if you don't know what a coin boy is, and no one got it right. So I don't know what it is, and Kenzie doesn't know what it is. Case the producer doesn't even know what it is. So it doesn't matter what region you are. Now, actually, somebody just came through and they do know what it is, Kelly. But so here's what it is. I'll share it with you what was sent to us from this teacher in Aurora. Here's what she writes. In my 10th year of teaching mostly freshmen ever since the pandemic, and honestly like 5 years before that, there's always a new thing students bring to school they learned over the summer from the internet or whatever, or TikTok. The newest thing here is a flock of self-proclaimed coin boys. Kenzie thought they might be male strippers, so they're not.
This was before you told me it was school related, so I'd like to clarify if you're just joining us.
So a coin boy is someone that carries a quarter on hand at all times and constantly flips it. They have their entire personality revolving around coins, coin flips, and chance. So
chance, like a cult?
Kind of. Well, like they're saying that they flip the coin around, and kids said some variation of I live by the coin and die by the coin is their fact. And it opens up conversations with people, like girls or guys, that they want to flip the coin, and it's a curious thing. Why are you flipping a coin? No one has money on them anymore.
So it's not like you're collecting coins, you're just flipping the same one a lot?
Same one. You have a quarter on you at all times. So she says just about an hour ago.
Great if you go to Aldi, you'll be fine.
Just about an hour ago when I assigned the first assignment of the school year, one of the coin boys was bold enough to say, heads I do it, tails I don't. So they use the coin as by chance in everything that happens during the day. I told him if he flipped a coin, he'd be getting a call home on the first week of high school. And he flipped it anyway. He came up heads. Thank God for that, at least, because he said heads I do it. So he's going to do his homework. She didn't know what to do after that. If it said tails, had to fight this kid and go to the principal and do all that.
So they're actually letting the coin make all their decisions, essentially?
That's what she said. She's not agreeing to it, but they're just doing that, saying, hey, I'll do this homework then. Now, she did say another coin boy in the class flipped his coin, and it came up tails. He said the coin has spoken, and he's not doing his homework. The assignment.
Which is an excuse. Kids just used to not do it.
Now, I said, very well, enjoy your 0 and your call home. What a great way to start the school year and the high school career. I really hope it dies off soon, she says. I haven't seen anything online about this when I Googled it, but I'm guessing it's just a local friend group thing in Aurora. I don't know, unless you guys know. And so that's why I'm putting it on the air. Does anybody else, any other school district have coin boys? I don't know.
I'm going to start doing this. Like, I'm going to come in today if I get heads. I'm like, sorry, I'm a coin girl.
I should have never, ever read this thing.
And you have to respect that about me.
Kenzie's always looking for a day off for some reason.
This is it.
She says, play more songs. People love songs.
People love songs. You never want to play any. You're like, let's have talk breaks around one song.
Now, Joe just said to me, Brian's the morning show coin boy because he uses the coin to flip the coin for Clash with Kenzie, which I just did 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, that's like an old school. We don't then let it decide everything else for the rest of the day.
Donnie checked in when me and my wife were indecisive for dinner. We flip a coin and live by the coin's decision. It's not a bad way to live, maybe, being a coin boy.
I wish that people would be like, I loved the Magic 8 Ball. It was like yes, no, or maybe, and you just shake it.
Didn't the Magic 8 Ball have more, though?
I think it was just yes, no, maybe.
I think there were some more answers on there because it was a kind of a hexagon that had other
maybe
sides.
Maybe that's why it was. Oh, yeah. Shut up.
Yeah.
I think it was like, try again.
Yeah.
Never heard it do stuff like that. I don't know about that right now.
I don't know. So if our coin boys around either your school, maybe at work, are you a coin boy? I'd love to hear from you at 312-591.
My mom would have beat the crap out of me if I flipped a coin. I can't do my homework. She didn't care.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I lived in the era of the coin boy. It would have been nice.
I don't know. We're the coin parents. Smack them around.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
We're just about 8 minutes away from 8 a.m., and that is Lollapalooza tickets for Friday with the 1975 and an exclusive experience of viewing with Brian and Kenzie and Q101 for the 1975. No one gets this but you if you're here at 8 a.m. with Brian and Kenzie. So we just revealed to you what a teacher in Aurora told us, that what a coin boy is. It's a boy, a freshman typically in her class, that walks around with a coin and makes all decisions based on it. Live by the coin, die by the coin. I'll do the homework. Let me flip the coin. Heads, I do it. Tails, I don't. Kind of annoying for the teachers at this point. She goes, you can take a 0. But Kelly checked in. A lot of people checking in and use coins for different situations. Kelly said, my boyfriend twirls a quarter on his fingers. And he's done it forever. And he'll say, heads, I do. Tails, I don't. So she says he's half boy coin is what he is.
That all I thought of when you did that was, you ever seen from Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yes.
When he's like flipping it in his fingers. That's what I imagined.
I used to be able to do that. I like doing that.
And Captain Jack Sparrow is hot. So if your boyfriend's doing that, I'd be like, hello, okay.
Coin boy, get over here.
Hello, coin boy. A little Jack Sparrow coin boy.
So Kim's checking in from your town, Elgin. I guess a similar situation, Kim. Ahoy, what's your deal?
Good morning. Yeah, my best friend and I will get the Magic 8 Ball out, and we'll have Magic 8 Ball night. And whatever we want to do, or we think of something, you shake the ball and you got to do it. So should we stop in at this pub and gamble? Shake it up. My sources say yes. But you can't say no if the ball says to do it. So we had one day where we were both off work. We worked together. And it was an accident. So we never, ever had days off. And we started day drinking, and we were actually downtown Elgin. And at one point, there's this little pub right on the railroad tracks, and we call it Bottles and Cans because of the old-style sign out front. It says, yeah, we have it in bottles and cans. So bottles and cans. And she got the whole bar. And these are hardcore daytime drinkers here to sing Friends in Low Places because of the Magic 8 Ball. And it's not like it was a karaoke bar or anything. So we've been kind of known to do whatever the Magic 8 Ball said so.
I really hope nobody from Northwestern's listening. They've got like a new idea for a hazing experiment.
Have you ever done it?
Right.
Have you ever done a little risque with the 8 Ball? Like, should we pick up a guy, have a threesome tonight, everything like that?
No.
Just checking the barometer and where you are with the 8 Ball.
The Magic 8 Ball says no, Brian.
Right. Now, well, tomorrow is another day.
The Magic 8 Ball says something like, cannot predict now. Because Kenzie thought the Magic 8 Ball only had a couple answers. It's got 20
20?
Yeah, there's a lot on there, and every once in a while it gets stuck, and that's kind of a drag. So then when we had a night, it was doing that. It's like, okay, do a shot every time I can't decide. And yeah, that was a fun night.
They must have bought me like the cheap version. Mine did not have 20 answers. I promise you.
You're the Aldi version 8-ball.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.